This time on Movie Reviews, we're going to be talking about the new film, First Man. First Man was directed by Damien Chazelle and stars Ryan Gosling and Claire Foy, and is the story of Neil Armstrong as he prepares for the Apollo 11 mission to go to the moon and deals with him trying to balance his family life with his work. Right off the bat, Damien Chazelle has proven once again that he's one of the best young filmmakers working today. This film oozes with just incredible craft, a director that is very knowledgeable in what he's doing. He creates some of the best performances from his actors as well as some of the best directing of the year, and he's just overall an incredible filmmaker, and he proves himself again here. From a technical standpoint, this film is an absolute masterpiece in some respects. Specifically, I'm talking about the sound editing of this film. This film feels and sounds incredible with just some really great sounds going throughout the film, such as when they're in the rocket and you can hear just the metal just crackling and it almost feels like the ship is about to fall apart, as well as sounds of the rocket going off. It just sounds incredible. There's no doubt in my mind that this film is going to be nominated for a lot of its sound editing and sound mixing because it does it so well. Something that is also really good is, of course, the acting. Ryan Gosling gives one of the best performances I've ever seen from him, and it's weird. It's so laid back. I kind of think it's very similar to his laid back performance in Blade Runner 2049. He's really good and gives off some incredible emotive scenes that just break your heart. He's very good in the film and has shown once again that he is one of the best actors working today as well. Also, Claire Foy is incredible in this film. She plays Neil Armstrong's wife, and she has a lot to deal with her in terms of her character, and Claire Foy just plays her so incredibly well, ranging with so many different emotions that you really feel sorry for her. I think she's a shoo-in for Best Supporting Actress at the Oscars. She's just really good in this film, and all the actors and actresses are really good. Damien Chazelle knows how to get the best performances out of his actors. I've seen it before in movies like Whiplash with J.K. Simmons. He's very good with it. Also, something this film does incredibly well is tension. There are moments of pure, just stressful tension in this film, and Damien Chazelle is also a master at that. Again, if you've seen Whiplash, that movie is one of the most tense films I've ever seen in my life, and he does it here very well, especially during scenes such as the opening scene, as well as a scene near the middle, and just also the scene of them landing on the moon are just filled with tension because you honestly know how everything's going to turn out, but when you watch the movie, it doesn't feel that way. It feels as if anything could go wrong. Anything can go wrong in just a few seconds. There's an incredibly terrifying scene near the middle of the film that just is horrifying, and it's when something completely goes wrong, and it's hard to watch at times. There's a lot of scenes in this film that are hard to watch, and that's brought by just how claustrophobic these scenes are. I'm specifically talking about the tense scenes being when they are in the spacecrafts themselves. These scenes are very tense and claustrophobic because you only really see the film from their point of view when they're in these ships, and the claustrophobic feeling just really stresses you out. I hate tight spaces to begin with, so I found it hard to breathe sometimes in this movie just because of how close I was to everybody. Everyone's so cramped into frame, and a lot of the times during these scenes, you have close up on people's faces. It's really suffocating throughout the entire film, and these scenes are obviously the best part of the film. And that's another thing I want to get into is the cinematography. The cinematography, kind of like how A Star is Born did it, feels like a documentary type of style, but this one does it a little bit differently. In fact, it has a very grainy filter over the film that makes it look like something that came out in the 1960s or 1970s. It feels like I'm watching real footage of people training to go to the moon or going to the moon, and it's incredibly well shot as well. It feels like home movie footage. Also, the scenes when they finally get to the moon feel straight out of 2001: A Space Odyssey. These this stuff looks incredibly well done and very pristine. The cinematographer, I don't know who did this, but he did an incredible job. Now, if there are any problems I really have with the film, a lot of it has to do with pacing and just scenes that I feel could have been cut out. There's very few of them, but there are moments where the film tends to drag, especially near the middle of the film. It just kind of slows down a little too much for me, and some stuff here or there could be cut. But overall, this is a very incredibly good film with some great acting, great directing, and great cinematography, and an incredible sound editing crew that just. This is what makes the movie for me. It's just the sound and the cinematography. This is an incredibly well done and polished film that Damien Chazelle has made, and I can't wait to see what he does next. So anyway, guys, with all that said, I'm going to give First Man an 8 out of 10. I loved this film to death, but there are a few problems here and there, and they're not in great quantity or anything, but I think it stops it from really being that masterpiece of a film. And I don't think it's as good as Whiplash, which was such a simplistic, incredible film that's going to be hard to top. But this is 3 out of 3 for Damien Chazelle, and I can't wait to see what he does. Anyway, guys, with all that said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next review.